So thank you very much. And I think we can begin. Shall we applause? Thank you very much. So in today's session, just let's go through the agenda. What are we going to cover today? We will present all information that you need to know to apply for SSILP 2024, including the program features, the admission information and requirements. And we will also have a sharing from 2023 alumni. They will share their experiences and maybe some tips. And towards the end of the session, we will have a Q&A section when you will have the opportunity to ask your questions to the team members. I think the flow is pretty clear and simple. And in this case, without any further delay, let me please introduce and invite Professor Amy Chow, the head of the Department of Social Work and Social Administration and co-director of HKU-UBS SSILP, to introduce generally the program and review what we did in the past year. Thank you very much. Professor Chow, please.
Thank you, Anna Maria. And thank you all for coming to Hong Kong U. And I'm very pleased to share this program, partly because I'm not an expert in this topic. I'm more a clinical person, but I learned a lot in the past year. So this program only we start last year. So we have 1 year experience, and I welcome all of you to join us and to make this program even more sustainable and also more attractive. Now, looking at our program logo, what do you say? Now, actually, I think the designers put a lot of message inside. SDG, yes. So it is about sustainability, and we also use a global perspective. What else? Mindset, yeah. So we hope to bring mindset change. What else? So you see a hat, and we hope that our leaders can be joining our program, and we hope to make a mindset change of the leaders. And the SSILP is actually the short forms of us. So you also see the logo, not in this slide. Hong Kong U, UBS, we are collaborators. And once again, thank you, UBS, for giving us the opportunity to work on it. So these are our mission, which you might be able to look at it through the website. And if you are competent, if you are MPO current and future leaders, you are in the right room. So we hope our major objective is to build up the capacity and competence of MPO current leaders and future leaders. And I think in the later part, you will hear from our alumni. It is not only about knowledge. The network built in this program is one of our great achievement. And lastly, we also hope the process of this course will help you to incubate and innovate new projects that are sustainable. So these are our 3 objectives. So actually, we have a bigger team, but unfortunately, not everyone is around in Hong Kong. So you see the faces quite alike. Yeah, so we use the real figure. We didn't use the AI to make our face look better. So these are us. And we are very fortunate to have UBS 2 partners, Mr. Watt Stewart and also Ms. Ming Jiang as our steering committee. And then you also see 4 other faces. Now, if they stand up and show their faces, you will see they are real faces. Can I have Cindy to give a hi to? Yeah, she's from UBS, and she spent plenty of time in taking care of us and also the participants. Mithy. And then on our team, we have Luke. We also have Lena. We have Nicole. She's the one who keep on contacting you. And then Yuhe is not around. Oh, sorry. So you saw her before. Yeah, so this is a team. The next slide, I think in my teaching experience, students do not like the teachers to talk a lot. And they also don't believe what you say. So what I did is we captured the past year's experience and to show you in form of video. And I think if you look at the faces, if you look at the interaction, you may have a taste of what our program is. So without further ado, let's have the show time and see what happened in 2023. Thank you.
That's it for the video, right? Thank you very much, Professor Chow. And it was also very fun to hear that alumni were laughing when they see this throwback. Thanks a lot. And now we would love to invite Dr. Cheryl Choi, Assistant Professor of the Department of Social Work and Social Administration here at HKU, and the co-director of HKU-UBS SSILP. And Dr. Cheryl will walk us through the features of the program that you can enjoy being part of SSILP.
Okay, so thank you very much, everybody here and online for attending today's information session on SSILP. So as you could see just now in the video, we actually have a very distinct signature of this program, which is the following, and I will go through each one briefly, but also comprehensively, so you can get an idea of how and what makes us distinctive. The first is about an innovative scholar-practitioner curriculum. So there's a lot of existing programs that perhaps focus on either or, but the lack of an integrated approach towards equipping our participants with both cutting-edge research on nonprofit sector, but also with a lot of practitioners' enrichment and skills level training. So here you could see we focus on flipped classroom learning. So participants, you can expect to be able to access online tutorials and also lectures prior to you coming to the program. So you can at least have a foundational or theoretical knowledge of what you might be anticipating to learn within classrooms. But we also will integrate that with practitioner sharing. So whatever frameworks that you begin to access to, you'll be able to apply those and also practice the applications of those frameworks by practitioners. And we have we also invite a lot of upskilling workshops that are delivered by NGO leaders and not just social service sector. So we have representatives of social enterprises, charities, trust funds, and social innovators themselves, entrepreneurs, and also those working at CSR or ESG departments in the corporate sector. So this is another program feature, which is the mentorship program provided by UBS. So one of our findings from our first year cohort was that there was a lack of cross-sector hybridization of nonprofit leaders. So what we offer in SSILP is UBS have designated a lot of their senior members of the staff with expertise in what private sector does best. So they will provide our participants with insights such as financial management, marketing, pricing, and whatnot. That is very much an essential skill that we know that the nonprofit sector is increasingly needing. In terms of pitching and in terms of planning for financial sustainability of their organizations. And we also have a diverse network of field leaders locally, nationally, and also internationally. So our guest speakers not only comprise of those working in local sectors, but we also invite guests from overseas, working in development fields, and also overseas tertiary education. So you will gain access to people from different sectors, but relevant to philanthropy and social impact creation, public value creation, of course. And we also have a very interactive and also, again, friendly and also accessible alumni network. So again, SSILP also offers you a very unique niche access to a field that is, or a network that with like-minded individuals for social impact creation, but with a sustainability and also social innovation mindset. And also access to funding opportunities. In addition, so this is, you know, the cream at the cake, at top of the cake. But after learning, you know, that we will, UBS has kindly provided us opportunities for participants of the program, some funding opportunities for catalyzing your idea. So throughout the learning, you will gain both knowledge, skill set, and also opportunities for funding and to kickstart your innovative project. Yes. Okay, so in addition to what we did last year, this year we will also expand to the GBA area because we all know that the mainland is also a very vibrant, and also the philanthropic sector is rapidly expanding and also emerging. So we will organize, in addition to 10 sessions of classroom-based activities and also mentorship sessions, a trip to the GBA area. In Shenzhen. So we will be visiting social innovation incubation centers and also nonprofit organizations working in the Shenzhen area as well. So that will be part of our expansion for this year's cohort. Yes. So a little bit about the information of the class schedule and also the topic. So you already actually had access just now the video of all the key lessons and key themes to be learned from this program. Now, we actually derived these themes based on a stakeholder interview prior to our launching of SSILP. So these are the core competencies that were extracted from field practitioners that are deemed most necessarily to be upskilled to become effective nonprofit leaders in the future. So these were extracted, and also we did some data analysis to identify, say, adaptability, strategic thinking, and so forth. I'm not going to read out all these, but you will have access to basically 11 sessions, including the pitching day, which is also the closing ceremony of core competencies with these topics. Both theoretical academic frameworks and also practitioners sharing. On the right-hand side, there will be 5 mentoring sessions in total, and these will occur following your classroom-based learning. As you could see, the same dates, just pitched throughout the entire schedule, from April until September. So you would have 5 mentoring sessions in between. And the venues, of course, again, it will be alternative between UBS and HKU. So you would have classroom-based learning here at HKU on Sundays. Whenever there's mentorship session, it's at UBS. So you'll be both accessing classroom-based learning and also mentorship session following straight after that session. Okay, but these details we will give more to you as we progress into the program. And without further ado, I think we can move on. And later you could save your questions. That was a lot of information that I just threw at you just now. If you do have any questions about the content or admission, we'll have a session on that later on. But without further ado, I think we can move on to the next session.
Thank you very much. And it was very informative. Stay with us because we will have a sharing from alumni from cohort 2023. And may we invite Miss Agnes Hoy. Did I do a good job in pronouncing in Cantonese? From Health for Domestic Workers, and Mr. Dan Chung from Asia Pacific Youth Development Foundation Limited, and they will share their experiences and maybe some tips throughout the 5 months with SSILP program last year. And we will have to share the microphones to feel the spirit.
Have more microphones next time. Yeah. So thank you, Agnes and Dan, for joining us today. So I think we can start with just a simple questions for the both of you. You can answer, which is what was the best thing about the program? And you can introduce a little bit about yourself and your work as well. Thank you, Agnes.
Hi, everyone. I'm Agnes. I'm from Health for Domestic Workers. Our organization works on empowering and supporting domestic workers in Hong Kong. We have different services that includes a casework service, which we will provide legal support and advice to domestic workers in need. And we also have an education program that empowers domestic workers to access their rights, and they have different issues, and we try to tackle different issues that they have faced in their employment in Hong Kong. We also have the Help Circle peer support empowerment program. So they're new to Hong Kong, so they really need a support group whenever they face crisis situation or challenges when they're working in Hong Kong. So we have different programs, different initiatives that support domestic workers. Sorry, I forgot the question. What was the question?
What did you like best about the program? Yeah.
I think for myself, it is a opportunity for me to learn and explore myself, because especially I was talking to Dan when Cheryl talked about the pitch day, my heart clinched for a bit because it was so nerve-wracking, and it takes so much time and efforts into preparing the speech, preparing the proposal, the grants proposal that you have to work throughout the program. You have to prepare your slides, you have to present your idea within just 5 minutes. So it takes a lot of time. So it is an opportunity for me to explore myself, and also to see what I can do better in some aspects. For example, public speaking is very nerve-wracking to me, as you can see. So this is a great program for me and our fellow cohort peers to learn about what they're good about and what the area of improvement that they have.
Okay. Thank you, Agnes.
Okay, thank you so much. And I'm Ben from the Asia Pacific Youth Development Foundation. We are a youth collaboration platform that work with different social innovators and different youth to achieve their project for the sustainable society and also for the inclusive development. And one of the program we are running is called the Degeneration, which is also we submitted for the SSILP. The Degeneration is a project that we aim to uplift the youth from different background, culturally and different social status, to gain some experience, especially under COVID. We found that many youth are left with empty CV, and then they don't have the necessary social experience, breastplate communication skills. And that's why we organize the program to arrange them to work for different social impact projects, and then also to gain their CV by some training. And so that they can find the next intern, next job with a better career, better informed decision making for their path. And one thing I like about the SSILP is about the curriculum of the program, because I think that is very well organized and it covers different important skills, important aspects, and then it is very just a journey for you to start up a new NGO project and an NGO, and then you will be finding it very useful. But if you are already working on something, you will also find it very useful because it connects the academic concept with the practical experience. Because in each lecture, not only they will teach you about the concept, about different academic concept, but they will also share with you by some practitioner. They will invite some very good speakers to the lesson, and then you can mingle with them, you can learn about their practical experience, gain some insight, and then eventually it will be something good for your own project, and then you can think about how you may apply all this knowledge to your project.
Okay, thank you, Agnes and Dan. But maybe we can go a little bit more deep dive. So what did you find most useful? How did the program actually impact you personally or your work? Like, what did you actually use in this program to impact yourself or your work, if you've identified any changes and so forth?
I think one of the things that is very valuable to me is the guidance from the mentors. I have 3 great mentors. Shout out to them: Tom, Rob, and also a lady from UBS. I should remember her name. But I think all in all, we have a lot of good ideas, and then we want to actualize it. We want to implement it in our own capacity. But how to, they gave us insights on how to engage with donors, the resources that we need to implement the program or the initiative that we have in mind. So I think one of the things that I've learned is that how to build the narrative that can move your funders, that can motivate them to support your cause. So that's something I've learned throughout the program. And also another thing that that is very valuable to me is that to learn from your peers, because there are lots of very talented and very knowledgeable peers in the cohort, and then you're able to learn from their work, from the organization, the amazing job that they're doing, and the amazing projects, and that inspires you every day. So because I'm quite passionate in women's issue, gender equality, but for sports, for underprivileged individuals, that's something that I've never touched upon. So I think that's the opportunity for me to really open my horizon to different work that the sector is doing. One more thing is to learn from the greats. So you learn from your peers and learn from the greats. Who are the greats? Other people SSILP team has kindly invited to the classes. They have shared their challenges, and also of course we want to learn from their success. You know, they're good at their job. We want to learn from them, but also they also share the challenges they face when they're doing that work. So I think to learn from people's challenges are very important in our work. I think in any work we do. So these are the 3 things I've learned from this program, which are very valuable.
Thank you, Agnes. Those are very fruitful insights. Yeah, Dan.
Yep, thank you. So for me, I think it is for the SSILP, I think one of the interesting thing is because the people are come from different NGOs and different social impact projects, and they're at different stages. And for me, I'm come from a relatively small and going up organization and an entity. So I find it particularly useful when I interact and mingle with my peers, because some of them are more established, some of them are sharing this common struggle with me, so that actually I can learn about not only about the concept and not only about the project itself, but how to grow the organization sustainably from different stage, from different peers. And then this is one of the biggest learning for me. And other one is when I talk about perspective on my program, because before joining the program, we have been running the different initiatives for a few years, but then we didn't have the time to really sit down and then to think about what is the social problem behind and how to make it systematically. And I think the SSRP provide a very good time and also very good training, very good curriculum for us to really think about what is the social problem we want to solve, and then how we may solve it with the innovation, with the innovative methods, approaches, and also how to leverage different resources from the sector and also beyond the sector. It's also because of the UBS, we have the people from the commercial and the private sector, so that actually we can achieve more cross-sector collaborations and then gain some insights, not only traditionally to the problem, but we can think about wider, and then we can solve the problem for the bigger social issue.
Thank you so much, Dan and Agnes. So I think the last question, because of time, I have for you is for prospective participants in our upcoming cohort. So what tips would you give them to excel in the program or benefit most? So what skills or tips would you give them?
For me, it would be to open up yourself, because it will be an excellent opportunity for you to learn something. And then when you open up yourself, open your mind, you will learn the most from your peers and also from the lecturers, from other people. And then secondly, I think you may also want to think about the problem that you are really passionate. No matter it's a new problem, a new project, or something you have been already working on, it will be good for you to think about what do you want to solve before you come, so that you can also learn the most from the different solutions, from the different insights.
Actually, Dan almost covered everything. So maybe I think one thing that is very important, and it seems easy to do, but it's not quite easy, is that to introduce yourself in one line. I think that's the most important, because you have to understand what you're doing, first of all. Secondly, and then when you approach your peers, when you introduce the work that you do and your organization, you have to conclude it in a very concise way. I think that takes a lot of efforts into preparing it, and also you have to really know what you're saying to prepare that one. So I think that's the advice.
Can I put you on the spot
Oh
and
my
ask
God.
you to provide your one line?
Okay,
You don't
I'll
have
try.
to. You'll
I don't
try.
have- I'll try.
Maybe.
Okay. Okay.
Not too uncomfortable about it.
I think that's okay.
Yes.
So help for domestic work. So I'm Agnes, first of all. I work on fundraising and external communication at Help for Domestic Workers. Our organization works on empowering and supporting domestic workers in Hong Kong through education, employee engagement, community, and advice. So that's the one-liner that I have for you all.
See,
Thanks.
I like
you.
shocking my students from time to
Thank
time.
you.
Exert,
I'm still learning
you
till today.
appropriate pressure for growth. Yes. Okay. So thank you so much, Agnes and Dan, for your alumni sharing. And I'm sure if some of you here may be more interested in their work, that you could visit their websites and their organizations, which are listed here as well. So thank you very much, both of you. Yeah.
Thank you. Agnes was like, the program still goes on. Thanks a lot. It was very first-hand experience and insightful and interesting. And now let us invite Dr. Dr. Luke, who will share the admission requirements and admission procedures with us.
Okay, so good night, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to HKU campus. After hearing so many wonderful sharings, I'm here to talking about the technical detail for your admission arrangement. So our mission, the first thing we would like to talk about is who should apply. And this program is designed to train current and future leaders in the nonprofit sector, where we expect you to be practitioners in the nonprofit sector, which means you're working for a nonprofit or related industry, like you may working for a social enterprise, or you working for a corporate for ESG and CSR, or you're working for a foundation. Those are the people we're looking for to work with. And you should be preparing for a career growth in your own career development path, or you are impact-driven, passionate and committed to resolving societal challenges, like we have mentioned, sustainable development goals. Those may be your passions to solve them. And it is the best if you have been identified as star contributors in your own career, in the field, or in your organization, and you have promising prospects to become future leaders, nonprofit leaders, or you are leaders now. We also welcome you. So to ensure that you have the right cohort to work with and you gain most from the program, we have set some general admission criteria. Like you can see, first, maybe you have a bachelor degree and about more than 3 years of working experience in the nonprofit sector, a relevant field. Here, I mean ESG, CSR, or social enterprise. And if you don't have a bachelor degree, but you have learned a lot from your working experience, you are at least 10 years of working experience in the nonprofit sector or above, we will welcome you to be part of our program. And besides that, we will require you to have a good command of English, because I think all of our lessons are conducted in English, and you have peers with international backgrounds, so you have good command English to communicate with them and to gain most from the program. That said, all the admission criteria, they are for general reference. Every application will be evaluated on a case-by-case basis. We will evaluate your merits in your application profiles, and our steering committee members reserve all rights in the selecting process. So that's admission criteria. After that, I would like to introduce 2 things you should be aware of in applying for this program. The first is that you need to pay a course fee, but we have different, because luckily we have the subsidy from the UBS team. So we have a very cheap fee for our organization, but we have a more cheaper fee for nonprofit organization. If a participant from a nonprofit organization, no matter in Hong Kong or in Greater Bay Area, you will pay 3,000 Hong Kong dollars. But if you are from a corporate or you want to participate as an individual participant, you need to pay 11,000 Hong Kong dollars for the whole program. And the second thing, after the whole program, you gain 2 things. The first is a certificate of accomplishment, and the second is funding opportunities for 2 awards. In order to get these 2 things, you need to fulfill 3 requirements. The first is to attend 80% for all training sessions listed, all on Friday afternoons, at most. And the second, 100 attendance for all mentoring sessions, like on that page listed, or like in UBS office when mentor sessions, all of those days you need to be present here to get the certificate of accomplishment and project funding opportunity. And last thing, you want the project funding, so you need to do the presentation. So deliver a presentation of the final project on the pitching day. So that are the 3 requirements to complete this whole program. Yeah. So after talking about the requirements and efforts you need to make to join this program, I would like to go through with you the admission and application process. So our application will start tonight, midnight. January 10th. So I think that'll be tomorrow, the midnight, the Wednesday. And the deadline is February 7th, 2024. So that means 4 weeks for your application. You need to submit your application before that midnight of that Wednesday on February 7th. And you need to submit your application on our website. We have a website, www.ssilp.hk. You can also search on Google SSILP, so you can have the website. There are 2 things you need to submit. One is an application form you need to fill in, and then you have get the endorsement from your organization. So we're sure that they're aware of and they endorse you to participate in our program. So this whole program this year, we plan to have 30 participants. And after submitting the 2 documents for application, we will review your profiles. Around 40 applicants will be invited to interview. And for interview for applicants from Hong Kong, we would like to be here on HKU campus for face-to-face interview. And if you are applicants maybe from other cities in Greater Bay Area, we will offer the Zoom option, but if you can manage to be here, we will welcome you to be here. Yeah, and after this is before, I think after the Chinese New Year, and we'll work very hard and to give you the offer in late February. So I think within a week, and we'll collect the course fee from you, 3,000 Hong Kong dollars for non-profit participant, 11,000 Hong Kong dollars for private or individual participant. And you will have your first lesson in April 12th, Friday, the first lesson. So that's all the application and application process. And just let you know that we have 30 participants, and I think last year around our admission rate was around 50. So I think this year we have lower admission rate because we have more and more applicants this year. So the last thing I'd like to mention is because all of our courses will be delivered in HKU campus or UBS office in Central. So no matter you are from any parts of Hong Kong or you're from other cities in Greater Bay Area, Shenzhen or Guangzhou, you are responsible for your own travel arrangements and costs. And just bear in mind, you need to attend 6 sessions out of 7. So be sure to prepare for your travel. Okay, so that's all for my introduction. And you can access our website, www.silp.hk, or you can search it on Google, or you can scan the QR code. You can get access to the application forms. They will start tomorrow, the midnight. Yeah. So welcome any questions from you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Luke. I think we should proceed to Q&A, both online and on-site. No questions? Oh, I'm running to you.
Thank you so much. I would like to ask more about the face-to-face interview and also maybe to know more about the pitching, like how's the format, or would you share a bit more from previous experience? Thank you.
Thank you. Which team member is answering?
So 2 questions, right? So the interview and also the pitching. So for the interview, we will do it in groups. I would assume that representative from both UBS and Hong Kong U would have staff members acting or presuming the role of assessors and also judges. So it's usually we will group participants into groups of 4 or 5, and then we'll have interview questions. To be able, you would have most likely from last year's format, 1 to 2 minutes to prep. So we will post a question to the group and everybody would have access to that questions, and you would have 1 to 2 minutes of preparation to discuss your points with your group mates. And then of course, we will also as judges ask you follow-up questions. If you have something interesting to say, or your group mates are also eligible to ask you questions. So it will be kind of like a discussion based, and we will be observing some of the insights that you might share with the group, and also what you can bring to the table. Basically. So I hope that answers your questions. Of course, everything relevant to the nonprofit field, social innovation and sustainability. The second is about the pitching exercise. So throughout your entire SSILP journey, your mentors would actually walk you through the preparation, idea generation, and hopefully you could integrate what you've learned in your lessons to involve those components into your proposal. So in the final day, which is also the closing ceremony, the pitching would involve each participant to pitch your idea for 5 minutes to an audience. And we also have judges, both UBS and Hong Kong U. And also you will be evaluated by your peers as well. So we have a People's Choice Award and also actual award with the opportunity for actually winning that funding, that seed money. And also prior to the oral presentation of that pitching idea, you would have to submit a paper format as well of that proposal. So I hope that answers your question. Yes. Hi, yes.
Is it advantageous to come into the course knowing an idea for the pitch, or will that just be developed throughout the course? What do past participants usually do?
That's a good question. So we want people to come away with some innovative idea, and we don't. So sometimes we have the inertia of doing what we used to do and like to do, and it's familiar to do without actually breaking outside of the box. So I think you can have a general passion and also a social cause that you're very passionate about resolving. And of course, that idea, you can have it at the start, but I doubt if you ask our alumni, when they first started their journey, despite having an idea, I'm 100% sure none of them at the end of the journey had the same idea as they did when they start the journey. So I think it's good to have a social cause and also some idea, inclinations of how you could resolve it or your idea, but it will change, I'm sure, enhance, reduce, whatnot, throughout the entire program. Yeah.
I would like to amend a little bit because I'm taking care of the evidence-based session. So that will be a session for you to reinvestigate what is the social problem that you are interested and how to refine that topics and how to look for existing literature to guide you to build up a new proposal. So I do think it will be evolving, but it is, as Cheryl said, it will be good if you have a passionate topics to start off with, but we hope we can guide you to build up a new proposal at the end. Do we want to talk about Yeah, we are in the process of doing something very excited. We are trying to apply for course exemption. If you attend this course, we are trying to see whether we can waive one of the course in our Master of Social Science MNPN program, the non-profit management, or in the social science management program. We are in the process. I do think we have a chance, but we'll let you know if that happen. So that means if you join this course, if you in future join our master program, you will be waived one course.
So you mentioned in the admission that you are looking for star contributors in the field. Can you elaborate that a little bit? What kind of characters or evidence you would like to see?
This is quite subjective. Yeah, but I can guarantee that all of you coming to this room, you have a sign of star in some ways. So I do think star means you have bright ideas. You also show your passion through your eyes, and then your agency or your organization do think you have potential, and they sign off a recommendation for you. So all these are some of the factors. Yeah. Do you want to add on anything? Yeah. So what is the star contributors?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Cindy from UBS. So I would say that so we are looking for people who can move the needle. Obviously, in the no matter we are talking about big or small organization, you have the potential to move upward and to become the CEO or CEO -1, C-suite -1, that kind of level. That's what we are looking for. And I am also aware that just now we mentioned an endorsement letter. So basically, we are looking. The reason why we ask for that is because we want your organization to endorse you as a participant for this program. As you can imagine, we have 10 Fridays that you have to attend half-day classes, meaning that you really have to take off from work. So I guess it also shows the commitment from the organization and yourself to become part of this program. Yeah.
I'm just thinking maybe one of the interview question is prove that you are a star. Let us know why you are a star. Maybe that will be a question.
We also have an online question, so I'm going to read it out. Hi, may I understand more about the visit to NPOs in Shenzhen?
Okay, so I think our purpose to expand the scope of this year's cohort to Greater Bay Area is that, again, there's a lot of emerging trends and social innovation taking place in the Greater Bay Area. And it's there's a lot also for cross-sector, kind of cross cross-border collaborations as well. So our idea was to expand our insights and also our horizon, basically to visit them as incubatory centers, but also some of them have already done a lot of development work in the area. So that is a knowledge exchange trip. And also for future, there's a lot of big NGOs actually expanding their services into the mainland China or Greater Bay Area as well. So that is in line with the trends that's happening.
And please be reassured that it is only one day. So you don't need to stay in any hotel. You don't need to bring anything. It will be one day. And we will arrange the transport directly from Hong Kong to GBA and then send you back with the transportation back to Hong Kong. We might include the meals.
Yeah, this is first year we expand to Greater Bay Area. Like last year, all of our participants are from Hong Kong. So we're trying, I think it's in the planning stage and it's a formulated process. So you join the program, we may discuss the plan. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you could give us an example of some of the ideas that were pitched for last year. Like potentially, could you tell us what your ideas were and why you chose them?
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so my idea is called the D-Generation, and the D-Generation is a youth program that we uplift the youth from the different social background for their portfolio enhancement. Because we realized that under the COVID-19 and also after that, many university students and more seriously, the people who could not get into the university actually suffer a lot from the workplace, and then they could not find a decent job. And that's why we offer the program by matching up different NGOs. They'll offer them the real working opportunities, and meanwhile, we'll provide the skill training and the CV clinic to help them build up their social portfolio and their social capital and also the portfolio for the next job. And hopefully, we can return them with an impactful career for the long-term development.
Okay, if you're interested in funding us, then please feel free to reach out to me. So I pitched the Health Circle program. So that's a peer support program that we have actually in place at HELP. It's just we don't have the funding to run it, unfortunately. We are trying to build a it's like a community leadership model to the program, because when they are accompanying their peers to the police station or to court or to hospitals, they need necessary skills to deal with the authorities or the papers and everything. So that's the training that we wanted to give them. So yeah, that's HELP Circle. And also there's a peer support elements to it, because we're trying to recruit more than 100 domestic workers to join our class. So we want to support them, and also we want to teach them how to support the others. So that's my project.
So also a side note, so we do plan on showcasing some of the projects that were presented in our last cohort, despite not being funded. So I think that would give us eventually a good idea of, it's really very diverse, because everybody brings to the table a different social cause that they feel passionate about. But you could see from the showcase that we would have eventually on our website, hopefully soon, that the ideas were really quite inspiring and also innovative. Any further? Yes, two questions. One over here first.
Thank you. I have, well, two questions. I think the first one is, do you have any restriction in terms of participants from the same organization joining the program? And also, what is the workload? Do you have like pre-reads before each session? Other than the, I guess, the project pitching preparation, do we have any, maybe the weekly workload between one session and another one? Thank you.
So the first question, yes, due to fairness, principle of fairness, we will only reserve one participant per organization. So if you have more than one, you could still apply, but we will shortlist one per organization. And in terms of the workload, Agnes, how was the workload last year? Well, before Agnes, discloses her honest truth. We have already prepared lecture materials prior to your lessons. So you'll be able to access 20-minute videos online, more theoretical, conceptual basis. But we also have a list of suggested readings. So as I tell all my students, however much you get from the program depends on how much you put work. So you could milk it as much as you can, read all the suggested readings, and do all, as much as you want. But let's hear it from our participant.
It was not very demanding. No, just kidding. Actually, you have to be committed to join this program because because there's the proposal deadline. You have the classes, you have the face-to-face classes, you have to flip the classroom. So you have to attend 20 minutes class before you go to the face-to-face class. So that requires, I think, if we put time on it, then it might take 1 or 2 hours for you to go over the materials that you need, and then plus 3 to 4 hours for the sessions, for the face-to-face session, and plus mentorship. So you can calculate, and you have to be committed and save some time for the program.
And also during class time, we're very interactive based. So you can't just sit there and play Tetris on your computer. It's very interactive. So it's a lot of group activities. And we also ask a lot of your insights for peer learning sake. So be present. I think we have a question there. Yeah.
Thanks for your sharing. I actually have a question about the solutions pitching. I'm already in the field of the nonprofit and running a social enterprise. So for the ideas, could it be an extension of the programs or projects that I'm already running, or does it have to be a completely new idea that I think of? Thanks.
I think my general, of course, that would be subjected to our judges that day as well. But I think the general rule is that if it's simply doing exactly what you do, but simply you want additional funding to duplicate what you're already doing, then that's not what we're entirely looking for. So you must, it could be an extension of your program, but show us what's new about it, or what new component are you adding to your existing one that would make it fly. Yes.
Would you like to add one? We have also an online question. So we have an online question through Zoom from Ms. Carmen Poon. It seems that the program is really supporting individual from an organization. Just wondering, how much chance will an individual without working in NGO have?
Oh, without working at all in
Working in
okay.
NGO.
Okay, so we did have applicants and participants from last year cohorts who had their own startup who came from the private sector. So as long as you actually show that you have relevant experience, you don't actually have to be a current employee of an NGO, but you must show that you're committed to a social issue, and also show us that you have the relevant experience in relation to public value creation.
Any more questions from the audience?
I think
And
our
also
time-
no online
Perfect.
questions.
Perfect timing.
Do we
Yeah.
have? No
Yeah.
questions.
Okay.
If we have no more questions, and then yes, it's perfect timing. Unfortunately, our session is coming to the end. Thank you very much, SSILP team and the guests, both on site and online. And we hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.
So yes, so hopefully I will see most of you, and all, if not all of you, in the interview sessions. And if you do want more information regarding SSILP 2024, you could go to our websites. All the necessary details and information is already listed for you to peruse, or you can showcase if you know someone that might benefit or would be interested in this program as well. I really encourage you to share with your peers and your friends in the field as well. And if you do have any questions, feel free to always email us. We can be reached. All our profiles are public, which I dislike, but that's how it is. Yeah, it comes with the job. So if you do have any questions, feel free to email us regarding the program. So I really hope to see you and your application form by February 7th, midnight. Yes. Okay, so thank you very much for attending today's session.
Don't mention LinkedIn.
Oh, okay, Luke also reminded us that we do have a LinkedIn account as well. So if the LinkedIn account would be updated regularly. So if you have any information, if we do have guest speakers and whatnot, anything related to nonprofit or this program, we would post it there and update it regularly as well. So encourage you to join. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Yay, thank you.